Welcome to the Nunchaku videos. I'm really excited about this because this new level structure that we've developed is something that's been on the cards for a long time. Now, when you see somebody that is really good at nunchucks and can just bust out all of these moves, it did not happen overnight. So yes, probably the moves that I can do have been the result of thousands and thousands of hours of practice. But the cool thing about nunchucks is that it doesn't have to feel just like you're banging your head against a brick wall. If you master some of the lower level moves and you really spend a decent amount of time in getting them right, then they kind of build on top of one another in order to make those higher moves. So the way that the nunchuck level structure that we've created has been designed is so that those lower level moves, which are actually not too hard to perform if you graft at it, can build on top of one another to make some really interesting and complex moves. I'm just going to use one move as an example. Let's say backwards figure of 8 hand rolls. Okay, now this is a really cool move, and people want to move straight onto it. They're like, I want to know how to do that. But you're not going to be able to learn how to do a backwards figure of 8 hand roll unless you learn how to roll it over your hand. You're not going to be able to learn to do a backwards figure of 8 hand roll unless you can learn how to do a backwards figure of 8. You can't learn how to do a backwards figure of 8 unless you can do backward spins on the right side with a normal and a downward facing grip. And you can't do that unless you can just spin it in a straight line. You can't spin it in a straight line unless you can strike up and down in a straight line. You can't strike up and down in a straight line unless you learn to hold your nunchucks properly. So that's what I mean by some of these moves. We've gone all the way up to like level 9, level 10, to these really complex moves that will just look amazing, but you cannot do those complex moves unless you spend a decent amount of time at these lower levels. So there's going to be a lot of these videos. There's plenty. But what I want you to do is really spend a good amount of time on the lower ones. Some of you, it might take several years to get through this level structure. Some of you might be able to do it a bit quicker. It's not like the belt structure, there's any sort of time limit. It all comes down to you, and it comes down to how much time you're willing to invest into this in terms of being able to get it right. So listen to the videos and listen very carefully when I'm saying you need to be able to do this move 10 times, for example, uninterrupted. Because if you can do that and you can do it well, then you're going to be able to bust out those higher moves no problem. Have fun with it.